What's going on, everybody? We're back with a new series for the Big Boy Project channel. The series is called the Nerd Fashion Police. And since this Justice League movie is coming soon, well, in November, we want to talk about the characters of the movie, but we do want to do it one at a time so we can really put all in one character. So we're going to talk about Cyborg this time. From looking at the trailers and the pictures, I kind of like the design of it, but after I'm hearing what everybody's saying, I really don't like how they're doing certain aspects of Cyborg. Because like you said, he's supposed to be more organic.
Well, it's not that he's supposed to be more organic.
He's not all machine. That's the point. He's supposed to be part human and part machine.
Part human, and from what I'm seeing of them for this movie, they basically just made his head half human.
He basically became RoboCop.
And
pretty much.
That's crazy, because it just seems like, I don't know, basically he's a brain on a stick, and then the rest of his body is a robot. So that's not a cyborg. That's a fucking robot.
That's a robot.
So that's a robot with a human head. That's, you know what? There's actually a character that's like that. He's from the Doom Patrol. He's a
Robot Man.
Robot Man.
Yeah.
He has a human brain in a robot body, and that's what that is. And that's what I feel like they gave him half of his face, and then the rest of his body is fucking robotic, and it's stupid. And the CGI is horrible.
Yeah, he's lumpy.
It looks like they took
lumpy.
It's like they took armor pieces from Iron Man, and then they put up crushed up pieces of aluminum foil in between the joints on his chest.
Yeah,
and they call that Cyborg. And
it's a bad weld job. It's a really bad weld job.
But wasn't the trailer just a teaser?
Well, yeah, but
like I said, most of the teaser trailers are just that, teasers. They say, okay, this is the direction. Now, if he look like that, if a full trailer comes out, then we have a problem.
The way they present that trailer, I think that's pretty much the final.
Yeah. You also have
I don't believe it.
You also have to look at the way they introduced him in Dawn of Justice, when his father was working on the body, which basically just left his upper torso, which I have a big issue with the fact that they took away his dick. I'm sorry, to me it's not all about dick, but you're gonna take away the manhood of the black man? Seriously?
Yeah,
if you don't see any hidden meaning in that, you really are stupid. I'm sorry.
Yeah, in a world where everything is whitewashed, where people are losing their minds because Scarlett Johansson is cast as the lead in Ghost in the Shell, and it should have been a Japanese woman, or all the gods of Egypt are white.
Oh yeah. Let's not forget the issue they're having with Danny Rand.
Yeah, and then even though that one technically is a stretch, since Iron Fist has always been a white man, but still, people are losing their mind. You take the one, and granted, yeah, he's a cyborg, right? Yeah, but for people, you gotta understand. For people of color, we find meaning, or at least we see meaning in a lot of shit.
Yep.
And when you got the black character, who is basically all you left him was this portion of his body and a stub for an arm and half of his head, you couldn't have given him a little bit more and left him. I was like, now mind you, there's people in the world that are cut in half and don't have any bottom portion, but still, I don't like that. To me, it seems like there's a hidden meaning there. Like they emasculated and castrated the one black dude in the entire movie.
Exactly.
If you look at the source material for the comic book, he still has most of his organic legs, which to me tells me he still has his groin hair.
He has an ass and he has a dick.
It may not function, but he still has it. So I'm looking at the still from Dawn of Justice, and it really is just
basically from the ribs down is gone.
Not even from his ribs. It's just his upper chest and a spine, and then a nub for a nub for his left arm, no right arm, and then his head is fucked up.
Yeah,
that's all there is to him.
The other issue that I have with the origin of Cyborg, and this is not so much the fault of the movie. This is actually from the 52's origin, where he is actually part mother box. For those of you that are not familiar with mother boxes, they are part technology of Apocalypse in the New Gods. Both of them,
New Genesis and Apocalypse.
Exactly. Both of them use them. They're the most advanced computer system in the universe.
In the fourth world.
Yes. And the issue that I have with it is that in the 52s, they took away one of the principles about Cyborg, that his father was actually the creator of the technology that saved his son. Mm-hmm. So they took away that part from showing a genius, a black engineer that was a genius in biotechnology. They took away that part. Okay, so he learned to open the mother box. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Batman could have done that. Okay? But come on. You're going to take away one of to me, it's one of the principles. The other thing is they took away the graduation of Cyborg, and this is on the 52s, the graduation of Cyborg from the Teen Titans to the Justice League.
Yeah, if you're not a comic book follower, Cyborg came into existence for the need of representation for black heroes, but also for teenagers, for young readers to be able to identify themselves, and that's mainly where the Teen Titans came from. Right. And Teen Titans has always been a coming of age type of thing, where young kids can see themselves. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, they're great, but if you're 10 or 11, they started writing these characters getting married and having these adult relationships. Where does that leave the young readers? So they came up with the Teen Titans, and that's basically where Cyborg was introduced. And but you got to remember, Cyborg was around in the original Super Friends cartoon too.
Yeah, but they brought him in after he already had been in the Teen Titans for at least 10, 15 years. And they, in the Super Friends cartoon, they actually graduated him into the Justice League. They invited him into the Justice League.
Yeah, they
kind of cool.
Yeah, it was more an attempt to bring because the child aspect or the kid aspect of Super Friends was actually Firestorm when they brought Firestorm in. Right. He was the one that represented the kids, but and then they brought in Cyborg. But Cyborg has been around a long time. Right. And I just don't like how they're doing him. Like I said, the way he looks, I think they got a perfect actor for him. I think he's I agree. A very handsome guy. He's a very handsome guy. But his CGI suit is just awful. And then what the hell is that red streak down the middle? What is that? What is that? It's just like an open wound in the middle of his chest.
Well, let's go to this then. If you had a choice of the form of history of Cyborg, what form of suit or half-human, half-body look do you want him to have?
Well,
because now I ain't trying to start an argument, but you're saying that you don't like it. But what do you want to see in the movie then?
Okay, go ahead, Jose. I'll put in my 2 cents after you.
I don't think I want him to look as robotic as he does. I think it would have been okay if they gave him a little bit more segments of flesh. But then again, it wouldn't really be functional because, if you don't want to be, a dude that has like a fleshy arm and then a robotic shoulder.
So what series form, a Cyborg form, do you want to see? Like, you want to see him like the Teen Titans cartoon form, or you want to see him? You know what I'm saying? They're different forms I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying Teen Titans, but
the Teen Titans cartoon was actually pretty decent. It was pretty decent little, because he had more portions of himself that were
organic. But the thing is, his father actually developed the technology to create a synthetic organic compound, which was part of the fleshy part.
You know which version I would like? Well, no, I don't. No, I don't, because I thought at the time I thought it was kind of corny. But in the comic book, and I haven't read the comic book much. I just saw it when it was first. In the comic book for his New 52, something happened to him, and by all means, if you know what happened to him, let me know. He basically ended up, I don't know if it was a computer virus or some sort of techno-organic virus, but it basically reformatted him to where he looked human.
And that's what I wanted to...
He looked human with robotic components.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to allude to. Because the thing about Cyborg is that he evolves. He basically has been evolving since the beginning of the character. And when he became part Mother Box, like I said, that's one of the highest technologies you can find. So the Mother Box basically reformatted him after being hurt into a more humanoid form, but at the same time, he was still nanotechnology, because he basically advanced from just regular technology to nanotechnology, which is easier for him to fix himself and be able to adapt better to different situations. And that's one of the things that I would like to see in this movie. If you want to give me the clunky suit, at least in the beginning, go ahead. But make it evolve. Have it evolve to a form that looks a lot better than what it looks like. Because I'm like not having it.
Now, there's if you've read Cyborg #1, the cover of Cyborg #1, I think that's a great image for what what I feel he should look like. I'm trying to find the picture. Because it was a shock to him. Like the way he looked, he was like, "Why does this?" He was looking at himself. First panel, like the sample panel. He was like, "Why does he look like?" He was kind of trying to come to terms with why he looked like he was more human. And I think it's perfect. Like his arms are organic. His torso is still metallic. Half his face is still metallic. He looks like a cyborg.
Exactly.
He's not like he just doesn't look. I don't know. And maybe this wouldn't translate well into maybe it wouldn't translate well into onto the big screen. I highly doubt it wouldn't.
I think they have the technology to do that now.
But yeah, like I sent the link for y'all to see on the so y'all can see it.
Okay.
And James, if you can find some way to show it, then insert it here. So
yep, and I agree. I like that look.
That look will be great.
Yeah, I like that look.
Less bulky robot, more cybernetic human.
Yep.
So basically, you want to see that version of Cyborg. What issue?
It's Cyborg #1.
Okay.
From the 52s.
From the New 52.
From the New 52s, because there's also Cyborg #1 that George Paris and Mark Wolfman put out for issue in the 90s, I believe.
Yeah, now, mind you, I would not want the original George Perez Teen Titans look, because he's basically running around in a leotard.
Yes. With a zipper.
With a
zipper.
And I think at the time he had half a fro. I mean, it was really 60s. So it was. I mean, that look is clearly dated. But him having, I mean, what they're showing on the Justice League. Man, he looks like he has crumpled up aluminum foil right in this section. Like no, man, no, it's awful.
Yes.
Well, if you ever need to bake cookies, you know where to go.
It's awful.